Hi and welcome to this Gemini inspired reading. I'm just cleaning the energies a little bit. This is a reading that is working with the symbolism of Western astrology and the tarot cards, so you don't have to be a Gemini to gain something out of this. Hopefully find some inspiration, a new perspective. This is inspired by the zodiac sign of Gemini and the time quality of October 2025. So let's look into it. If you're drawn to the title, this could also work for you. And in the first part of the reading, I'm doing a general reading. In the second part, a relationship dynamic. So yeah, that's how I do things here. Let's see what wants to come up. And if you are new to this channel, hi and welcome. Consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and consider coming back. All right, let's see. Ooh, wowie. We love this card in the Crowley deck. This is a special card that is very powerful. This is the Crowley hexagram, and it's the ultimate manifestation card. So this is not necessarily a specific card in the system of the tarot. This is a special additional card, which means it is really giving us all the possibilities to draw in all the forces of the universe to manifest on this planet. So this is really the card that says as above, so below, and we are really working with the energies of the universe, and we are really tapping in to our full manifestation power. So this is a card that says everything is possible and you can make it possible. It's not just like the Fool card that is saying everything is possible. It's also you can make things possible right now, and you have all the help of higher forces with you. So very, very nice card to start with in this reading. It's probably, yeah, I mean, in this deck, it's most definitely the most powerful card that we have, especially if we want to make things happen. Yeah, and we have double confirmation. This is tapping into the power of the universe to make things happen. This is exactly the combination. We have the High Priestess, who is the entity that is really connected to the forces of the universe. She's really, really psychic. She knows when to move and how to move, because she is guided from a higher force and she's guided from a higher power. And she is the seer, she is the psychic, she is the one who can tune in with her sixth sense. She is at the same time a very discerning, but not in a condescending way type of personality. She knows how to stay non-judgmental but still connected, and she can sense vibes. She is just a person who can sense vibes and does not need to judge, but therefore knows how to move and how to sometimes also move around bad vibes, for example. She knows exactly where she is in space and time, and that she is where she needs to also move towards. She is really tapped in. Really beautiful card. And with the Prince of Discs, we have this amazing combination that really speaks exactly of this as above, so below, who is bringing all this spiritual type of quality into reality. So he's really the worker who makes things happen on an earthly plane. It's earth energy, as you can see here with the bull in front of this chariot. So it's a Taurus card, and it's a card where we are very, very conscientious when we do the things that need to be done to have results. So he's really about results, and he is really about making things appear also in reality, not just happen, but appear. So we want product, we want to see, touch, smell the things we're working on, we want to have a result, and we want to see the result, and we want to experience the result. So this is really a sustainable, long-term, hardworking energy and personality that we can now tap into, and we can really make the things happen that we sense also on a spiritual level are right. So we are very, very, very protected here and very blessed, if especially in our work life, I think, or in everything that we want to build, or where we know we need to put the work in to build something. And the vision might also get more and more clear of what this is supposed to look like, the things we want to build. So love, 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 love. Big love. So let's see where this brings us. This seems like it's not so much of a time line. Some readings for me, especially when the High Priestess is here, often make time very relative, and it becomes more of a picture. Wow, dude. Bruh, this is really nice. 9 of Pentacles. Yes, results, gain. This is really the card that shows us how we stand in our value, that shows that we put the discipline into also working on our value and putting in the work to be in our confidence. So this is really the results of our work, of our focus, of our practice. If you're practicing anything, you know, right now that requires effort and time to make you better at something, or to evolve a skill, this is the time to do it. And this could be really a quantum leap where you feel like finally I'm there, finally I have this result that I was hoping for, and I feel confident in my skills, I feel confident in my qualifications, I feel confident in my practice. So this is really, really nice. It could, of course, have to do with money, with all these coins here, with the Prince of Coins and the 9 of Coins, but it doesn't have to be necessarily. It's more like bringing things into reality, making things really real, and having results. Having really good results and standing in our value. If you still have doubts, and it seems like there is still some doubts, it's like it could be an imposter syndrome type of moment that we are experiencing here, because with the 7 of Swords, we might still question, like, am I really good enough? Am I really worth it? Is this really happening? Maybe do I not have the right perception of myself? No, you do. You can always find reasons why something is not happening, or why something is not good enough, or why something is not, you know, enough in general. But I feel like this is something that we have to deal with right now, that we don't let these doubts creep in, because we've come so far, we've made so many things happen, so now is not the time to be doubtful. If you want to be, you know, doubtful, then doubt your misbeliefs. I like to say with the 7 of Swords, because sometimes, okay, we can maybe not turn off our doubts, but why not give the doubts towards why you're not good enough the same weight than the doubts that you are good enough. You know, it's like you could, why not doubt that belief? It's like if you're in a doubting type of energy, you can also doubt yourself, thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, why? No, you can switch it around, and especially a Gemini can switch it around. I know we can get into a little bit of crazy territory when we do that with our minds, but I feel like Gemini needs to sometimes, you know, trick themselves and their minds, so the mind doesn't trick them. So, you know. And this is also a trickster card. So the 7 of Swords is like a card of finding quick strategies to move through a situation, and therefore not letting every truth have so much weight, even if, you know, so what, maybe it still works out. People trick their way all the time to success. But in this case, it's not, I think, the issue that you don't have you actually need to trick yourself towards success. It's you are succeeding. And even if you believe it or not, you know, it's happening. It's happening, believe it or not. So, and I think you will get the resonance as well, but first it's more about understanding it by on your own. You know, the Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy that doesn't really necessarily need the outside validation so much, because they know how to validate themselves. So this is right now, I think, the lesson or the challenge, to step into that energy by yourself without having somebody in the outside or on the outside reflecting back to you what you can or what you cannot do. And this is also challenging for Gemini, again, because Gemini is really also learning from outside interaction with other people. That's why they are Gemini, because they're always looking for this other part also in somebody else or in their environment, this lost part within themselves, or this opposing part that in reality is within yourself already. You don't have to look for it on the outside. Wow, what a brainy reading. Not surprised. All right, let's see what the relationships have to say. This is you and another person, or people, places, or environments that are influencing you. So this other person doesn't have to be romantic, can be romantic. Please also check out my description box if you need more information. I'm having my private readings open right now, and you can also support this channel. You find all the information in the description box. All right. Oh, Two of Swords. This other person, Two of Swords in the reverse. Well, you might be dealing with a Libra. This is a Moon in Libra card. Somebody might have a little bit of a hard time with conflicting ideas. Not very peaceful in their mind right now. This is the Two of Swords. Maybe they don't know how to communicate, or they don't know how to find a compromise. Maybe they're conflicted in ways of thinking. One day it's this, the other day it's that. That could be the Two of Swords in the reverse. And you are having the Fool card in the reverse. Well, that is very, very smart, I have to say, not to jump into this energy of somebody being conflicted in their mind or not participating in that. I feel like with the Fool in the reverse, the first indication I got is that you are not taking a leap into the direction, or you don't want to open yourself up, open your heart up, open your journey up to people anymore, or a certain person that just has no I want to say stable mind, but that's not the right way to put it. It's more like consistency of thinking. And it's not so much about that different ideas cannot exist at the same time, but it seems like that people who have a really hard time having these different truths exist at the same time and making peace with it are just not people you want to surround yourself with right now. And also people who are just indecisive all the time. Like one day it's this, the other day it's that. That could be very well the Two of Swords in the reverse. It's very annoying. Let's see what it's mirroring here. Yeah, the Chariot in the reverse. Well, and nine of Coins in the reverse. Don't let the doubtful and unsettled mind of outside people make you question your worth, because we do have the Nine of Coins here again in the reverse, and that's the same card and it's the same topic. In relationships, don't look for the validation from the outside world right now. It's much more important to really find it within yourself. That's the way to go, I think, right now, because here you don't wanna take a step or take a leap even on a journey with people who are very indecisive about you. And this is the Chariot in the reverse. They have the same type of energy. There is like a little bit of an anxious energy. There is a little bit of an uncomfortable energy. It might make you feel like, you know, you're not valuable enough. It might make you feel like you're relying a little bit too much on the opinion of somebody else. At the same time, there might be a strong attraction towards that, because sometimes that's just something that draws us in, of course. But for whatever reason, people might be hesitant or might be indecisive. Sometimes it does not have to do with us. You know, it's, of course, sometimes we're mirroring something, or we're looking for something, or we're just programmed in a way as humans in general, not just like individuals, that we want to get validation out of people. It's just people like validation. We are not all Zen Buddhists, and I am, you know, also big on detachment and find your own center and all that good stuff. But the reality is, people have an impact on us, and people's behaviors and people's thoughts do have an impact on us. And if you are one of the very, very rare people in the world that is just completely unfazed by people's opinions, then kudos to you. But yeah, the reality is that, you know, we are human, and that we interact with each other, and we have an impact on each other. But still, that said, in this case, we want to make sure that it doesn't get off balance too much. And it seems like you are already detecting that. And it's interesting, the Gemini readings in the last couple of videos that I did are always so complex when it comes to relationships. It's like this really fine-tuning type of thing. It's not even anymore about, like, you know, these big topics. It's just like, well, all right, been there, done that. I'm now doing everything right. I'm now doing exactly what I need to be doing so that I don't get thrown off my path, or that I don't get weakened by relationships, or that I don't get stuck in something that is holding me back. And I feel like this is what's happening here right now, where it's like, even though I might have to conceal a little bit what I think or how I feel, I know I have to move around or move out of the way. And it's interesting that I said that before with the High Priestess as well, who really knows how to move out of the way just by sensing things. She doesn't even need to speak to people, but she senses energies where she knows, like, okay, I'm not gonna be involved in that, because I have to go a different path. This is not my way. So yeah, don't let people chip away from your worth. I don't know why I love to say that lately. And you're doing the right thing by not jumping into connections. And it really doesn't matter if it's a work, romantic, it's really all connections, you know, that try to question your worth, or that don't even necessarily question it directly. You know, it doesn't have to be somebody who is like, oh, you're just worse than me, or because then they're actually kind of telling you that they are intimidated by you. But it's more like when somebody just doesn't have a center and doesn't know what they want or what they think, it just can throw you off balance by them not even trying to do that. But do you want to be around a person like that? Probably not, because it just makes you question yourself and your value, and we don't want that. So let's see what the art oracle cards want to say, if they want to say something. This is paraphrasings of famous artists throughout history, and it's quite inspiring deck if you need some practical advice. Filippo Marinetti, that's an Italian guy. He says, forward march, looking backward ensures a broken neck. Yeah, I feel like you're really on a path of moving forward and not letting yourself hold back and not let other people hold you back, not let your interactions with other people hold you back. Then he says, your art should wage war. Well, it's really more about, it is about being more aggressive, I want to say, with being authentically yourself, and even if that means it might provoke people. And then he says, the only constant will always be contradiction. What? This is heaven sent, because yes, Gemini knows that. It's like, yeah, you can always come up with a contradicting thought, and I can ping pong this till the end of time, and believe me, every Gemini I know is a master of doing it. Sometimes I have a conversation with a Gemini, and I'm an air sign, I'm a Libra, and I'm just like getting out of it after 5 minutes. I'm like, what happened? It's like, just we ping, what did just happen in these 5 minutes? I feel like I've been in 5 different directions and places, and it never stayed. It was all completely opposite meanings and directions, and at the same time we're still here talking. It's really intense with some Gemini people. I've had that experience in such a strong way already, and yeah, Geminis are masters of dealing with contradictions, and therefore you also, if you can sense a contradicted mind, which is the Two of Swords in the reverse, I just like, I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm the master of that. There's also nothing to learn, I think, for you with people like that. So yeah, what a reading. Fast and a lot of information. So check out the description box again. Thank you so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. And please like, subscribe, comment. Goodbye.